Today, I would like to share a story about Apple and how I didn't buy the stock in 2010 when they were at an all-time high price. I know this is a very common scenario that investors face, so I like to share my personal story and hopefully it can be your learning experience. And as you know, Apple as of today, they are at an all-time high at $175. I shall start off by reviewing the number of Apple shares that I hold. As you can see in the screenshot, I have 172 Apple stocks. They average at $54 and I bought them way back since 2015. Apple is a big winner in my portfolio with a profit of $18,000, which pays off for my iMac and all the iPhones that I've bought in the last few years. And I invested only $9,000, which means a 200% return. But I do have one regret. I regretted that I didn't buy Apple earlier. Way back in 2010, that was when I first got my trading account and I was seriously considering to buy the stock. The reason that I didn't buy was because I asked a friend for his opinion, and this is what he said. Since my friend is an experienced value investor, I thought I should listen to him. I'm not blaming him, by the way, but I always think of that conversation we had whenever I think about stocks that are at all-time high. I can only blame myself for not taking the right action. I wasn't experienced back then. I didn't think long enough. By that, I mean if you are going to hold a growth stock for very long, example more than 10 years, then an all-time high might not matter much.
Let me elaborate by referring to a stock chart for Apple. You see that it is constantly going up, always breaking its all-time high. This is a characteristic of a good company, a value stock that Warren Buffett will approve. In 2010, the all-time high is just $10. Even when it crashed in 2013, at worst it is at $13. In 2016, there's a bit of crash again. At worst, $22. And then now the all-time high is $175. If I had started to invest in 2010, be it at $7 or the high at $11, it doesn't matter much after 10 years. If only I had bought $2,000 of Apple in 2010, it would have returned nearly 20x today.
So, how do you deal with all-time high? You can learn through experience like my Apple story, which took 10 years for me to see my regret. Or you can look at charts and put yourself in the shoe of an investor 10 or 20 years ago. There will be dips, there will be crashes, but if you are going to hold for very long, especially for good company, then you'll be fine. And after you buy, do continue buying using dollar cost averaging. We really can't time the market, so it is best to be always buying. Example, I still buy Apple once a year.
To illustrate further, let me show you what happens if I buy Apple every year starting from 2010. So we shall buy $1,000 every year, just 1,000. So if you invest $1,000 every year, then this would be 12 years, you'll have invested $12,000. So let's go back to the chart. Let's say in 2010, we bought it at the high. We are going to pick the highest value, okay, so $11, just roughly. We have bought it at $11. In 2011, we bought it at $14. 2012, bought it at, let's always use the highest, $24. Okay, very unlucky, I bought it at $24. In 2013, bought it $19. Oh, it dropped in 2013, you see. Never mind, we still buy. 2014, bought it at high again, $29. And so forth. I'm going to just speed up for you. 2021, let's say we buy 175. Ta-da! So, in 2021, the market value will be $74,000, while you only invested $12,000. So, this is equals to, so this would be 600% of the cost. That means you have a unrealized profit of 500%. And this is excluding the dividends that Apple pays, which is about maybe around 2% a year. I hope this example shows you if we have a disciplined dollar cost averaging approach, this is what we should have done by such a way, even at all-time high every year, and you'll still be good.
Apple is an optimistic example since it is one of the biggest company in 2010 and it still is in 2021. But if you DCA, if you dollar cost average other companies, including those that fall from their grades or their height, dollar cost averaging will still save you. I can't stress this enough, but dollar cost averaging is the best strategy that we retail investors have. When in doubt, average out. Cheers and bye.